Well, hello guys, my name is Nick, and today we're restoring a number 28C Jaguar MK10 that was produced from 1964 till 1968. As you can see, it's a lovely model. It's brown. I love brown. It's a grandfather clock, and it's a Jaguar. You can see the paint is in terrible condition, and it's actually been painted over. You can see the windows have paint on them. A nice detailed engine under the opening hood. So let's first drill out the rivets. Next, take my screwdriver and pry open the base. Then the base just lifts right off. The axles, one is rusty and one is in good condition. That's a bit strange, and they're different sizes. Next, the little spring comes out, so we have suspension in the car. The hood just falls off. Next, the interior. It's also been held by the post that holds in the rivet. And last but not least, the windscreen, the glass. We have to drill out this rivet, but we have to be really careful not to drill to the roof. We're not making a convertible. Ooh, that's an idea for a custom. Let's make convertible. No, not on this one. So, drilling out the roof, a little bit fiddly. So, only drilling out the post wasn't enough, so I decided to drill just beside it. Make two little holes just beside the other hole to relieve the pressure on the windshield, and that was a really tense moment, but it just fell out. As you can see, I made two extra holes. Little polish should sort the windshield wide out. As you can see, the interior, pretty good condition, only the tow hook is really bad, so we need to cut it off later on. I don't like vehicles with tow hooks. So let's get the paint of this model. Again, using way too much paint stripper, but I love using it. Let's hope the paint comes right off like last time. After a night of sitting, this is what I end up with. So let's speed up taking off the paint, because that's a really boring process to watch. But it comes off relatively easy. Next, I use a Scotch-Brite to take off the remaining paint and take out any imperfections. As you can see, there's quite a lot of paint left on the model, so let's try to take that off. After half an hour, this is what I end up with. Not bad, if I do say so myself. So for primer, I'm using a Tamiya Fine Surface Primer Grey. Shake up the can and spray on the primer. The first coat is going to get sanded off again, so I can take any imperfection out of the paint, so we can get the best result possible. So let's take my 2000 grit sandpaper and wet sand the entire body to take out any imperfections. After that, this is what I end up with. Looks pretty good. Another coat of primer. And let it dry overnight. For color, I'm using something different. This time I'm using a copper color by Tamiya. Look at the sparkle. So let's first use a tack coat. Spray it on really lightly, so the paint has somewhere to stick. Second coat, I'm going to do a little more, and third coat off camera is going to be a full wet coat to get the best result. Next, let's concentrate on the base, so let's get the axles off. Now how I do that, I take my Dremel, I just remove the little metal edge that holds on the wheels. Couple seconds of work and the wheel just falls off. Next, let's get the black paint off the base, using my paint stripper again. And while that soaks in, I'm gonna give the axles a little clean with some sanding paper. So next, let's concentrate on the glass. Apply polish, and polish the glass to get the scratches and old paint off. Make sure to use plenty of polish and don't polish in the same spot for too long or it will burn right through the glass. It's just plastic. I'm calling it glass, it's actually just plastic, but everybody knows. It's not perfect, but oh well. It's the best I can do. So next, let's take off the towing hook. I don't like vehicles with a towing hook, like I said earlier. So let's just snip off the broken towing hook. Next, let's get the paint off the base. Just quickly speed it up. And off camera, apply a layer of black. So let's get to the details. First, the red taillights. This is a really fiddly job, but I love the details. Taking my sweet time because I want this one to be perfect. After the taillights, let's concentrate on the headlights. Just like that. It looks amazing. Also, let's paint the headlights and grille on the hood. And last but not least, paint the rear bumper. Off camera, I also painted the front bumper that's attached to the base that got its black coat and dried overnight. Quickly speed this up, you know the drill. And this is the result. After this, I applied one coat of clear coat and let it dry overnight. Next, let's get the wheels back on the base, the freshly painted base I would say. Just put them between my vise and crimp the end back on just like this. Second axle on, so let's get to reassembly. So I got the base, I got the interior that I just cleaned, I got the polished glass, and now let's take my bonnet of the drying stand and obviously take the body of my drying stand, and this is the final result. Look at it sparkle. I really love the copper color on this one. So first, let's place in the glass and make sure it slots back into place, and please don't break. I don't have time to order a new one. Next, the interior, again slotted into the post, just like that. Next, I tried to refit the bonnet. I just left a little bit of the recording out because this took me a while, and it's not that hard, Nick. It's really not that hard. So, bonnet back into place. Next, let's fit the spring again so we have suspension. That also just snaps into place. And finish off refitting the base. So make sure the front is actually slotted in. I didn't do that, so you're gonna see me struggle right now. So you need to slot in the front and snap in the base around the post. That's wrong, Nick. You didn't slot in the front. You didn't slot in. Yeah, you're noticing. That's a good boy. So, like always, I just finish off with a little drop of glue where the rivet is supposed to be. So, let's take a look at it before, when it was brown, and after. Now it's sparkly copper. It looks really good in my opinion. So, please, leave a like. Say what you think about this car in the comments down below, and hope to see you next time. Bye.